And joining us now with more on this is Ashley de Acevedo, the president of American Families United. Ashley, it is great seeing you. Her husband is undocumented, came to the U.S. 18 years ago from Brazil. She'll be at the White House for the president's announcement today. Ashley, thank you for being with us today. I'm just wondering what goes through your mind and how what goes through your mind is probably what is going to be going through the mind of so many people in this country.
Well, first, thank you for having me. This is an amazing opportunity for our families right now. As far as what's going through my mind, I'm excited, I'm nervous, I'm optimistic, and I'm going to keep fighting to make sure that all of our families are covered and they're included.
What do you think are the main obstacles that lie ahead for the up to 500,000 or more people that may be trying to fulfill that dream?
Well, I mean, it's a very difficult process, and we want to make sure that we're getting accurate information out to people. We want to make sure that this policy is as generous as possible, so it really is helping the most vulnerable here. And at the base of it all, we are American citizens, and we've been working really hard to get our spouses recognized and legal in this country, and it's been a very hard battle, and the laws just don't really line up with the values of the United States.
Yeah, and you know, the fact, and again, important to say over and over again, that this executive action specifically deals with people who have been in the United States for 10 years or more, as of yesterday, and that are married to U.S. citizens. So, you know, and so, Ashley, I'm just wondering, because so much of the discussion on immigration and migration and the push and pull factors, all of that is relevant to everybody. But this is very targeted to people who have been here and who, in very real ways, have been vetted in so many ways. Absolutely.
Just going through the marriage pathway, there's a lot of hurdles and a lot of checks that go on to make sure that, you know, people are in legitimate marriages and are who they say they are. So, yeah, absolutely vetted. And one thing I did want to say, I heard Congressman Garcia speaking before me about patriotic Americans, if these folks have the opportunity. And the day that my husband and I bought our house, the first thing he did was hang an American flag up. He is absolutely, he loves America. And I just hope that the country recognizes that and they love him back.
And Ashley, you know, with executive actions and with things that are monumental, there has to be a structure, an infrastructure, there has to be funding so that this can be carried out and is not more than just a lovely message that may or may not take effect. So what is it that you and others can do to see that an action becomes, a deed becomes action?
Absolutely. Today is about making the announcement. The weeks ahead are about implementing it and making sure that all of these promises, this down payment, is followed through. And the families that are advocating and who've been in this fight for decades are going to be taken care of. And, you know, it's not an empty promise. I believe that this administration has the true intention of following through on the work we've all been doing here. They've been absolutely wonderful, and I do believe that they are going to make this happen.
Well, any and all efforts start and originate from people like you and so many people throughout our country that have passion, compassion, strict adherence to the law, but that want to see passion and compassion rule the day. It's because of people like you, Ashley, and so many others. I thank you for being with us this morning.
Thank you for having me.